Hey guys, SkittleRampage here. Welcome back to a new video. I do hope you're enjoying your day today. So today we're going to be kind of recapping Fundays 2024. And the reason I wanted to recap this event for you guys is because there's so much that happened. There were unreleased Funko Pops given away that you've never seen before. There were also tons of limited Freddy exclusives given away, a bunch of different prototypes, and so much more. And this was probably the biggest Fundays they've ever had to date. It was their first ever 2-day event, I believe, and it was Funmaker Mike's last Fundays event for a while. Now, before we get started, we do have our question of the day as usual, and that is, do you have any Funko Pops in your collection that kind of look groovy? And I'm gonna go with the Soul King here, if it'll focus. There we go. Alrighty guys, so I think I wanna kick things off with some of the unreleased Funko Pops that were spotted. So the first line here, which I'm personally excited and very sad that we won't see them, is Lucifer from Netflix. And funny enough, as the days went on, we were able to spot every single Funko Pop in this lineup that was supposed to be announced, but again, it was canceled. So this includes Lucifer with his angel wings, and these were all flipping the coin. We also had Lucifer with his devil wings, Lucifer with his devil face, Amenadiel, and Mazikeen, making 5 different pops in this set. And just based off the molds, I can already tell they were gonna really nail these characters. They look so freaking cool from these prototypes. Now, unfortunately, we don't really know the reason as to why these were canceled. They just were at the moment. If I see any updates, of course, I will update you guys as soon as possible. I love the show myself. I was actually looking forward to these pops when they were announced. But again, they were canceled unexpectedly. So at the moment, the only way you can actually own these Funko Pops technically would be owning every single prototype, unless Funko ends up making them in the future. Now, with that being said, the only one I've seen listed so far over on eBay was for almost $10,000. And that's not exactly feasible, but with it being unreleased and possibly even one of one that we've only seen so far, it makes sense for the high price. I mean, that's like ridiculous, but it makes sense for the high price of the seller. So guys, before we move on to the next topic, I think Euphemia wanted to say hello. She's been walking around my feet and whining. Say hello. Come on. We can't take up too much of their time. Say hello. Now moving on to another proto that was spotted of an unreleased pop we haven't seen announced just yet is Krusty the doll from Treehouse of Horrors Simpsons. Now, luckily enough for any Simpsons fans, this is part of the next Treehouse of Horrors line, and I'm pretty sure this one is still set to come. Haven't seen any cancellation updates on this one. And everybody loves Krusty the Clown, so I'm sure a lot of people will be excited about this one. But it's just cool in general to see like unreleased stuff like this given away. And big shout out to Wasatch Pop for sharing this photo. Now the next thing I wanted to share, guys, is a special Funko Pop that was given out to the person who won the Funko NFT redeemable. So check out this Pirate Freddy prototype here, guys, which is fun of one, meaning there's only one of them out there. Probably going to be one of the most expensive pops out there for sure, but such a cool giveaway for this event. This next one was pretty crazy, actually. It was a one-piece limited exclusive giveaway, and that was Goldie Roger, the king of the pirates himself here. So why this is crazy is, one, it's the first ever limited exclusive for One Piece in that collection at 3,400 pieces. Now granted, it's not a crazy special pop because it's only just a gold painted version of one of the original ones. However, it's a limited one-piece exclusive. And I wouldn't even say the paint jobs are the best on these pops. And thank you, by the way, to Lord Pops on Instagram for sharing an out-of-box photo. He was like the only one to take it out so we could finally see it. Now, when images were first going around of this Goldie Roger, everybody was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so expensive. It's gonna be more expensive than Con Brook, which is currently the most expensive pop in the one-piece set. That was not the case though. Now I myself thought it was going to be a little bit more expensive than what it was going for currently, and it did start out pretty high. Some people had it listed for like $1,000, even more than that. However, now that Fundays has passed, people have been selling them left and right. It's trending more around the $270 to $350 range, I'd say. And here's even some recent eBay sales on this one versus the current listings. They're relatively the same. People are selling them on Whatnot, Mercari, in person, etc. They're being sold everywhere. Again, there's only 3,400 pieces, but that's still a lot. If you happen to be interested in this Roger exclusive and you want to add it to your collection, I would say wait another week or two. At the rate it's going, I feel like this is going to be about $150 to $200 pop when it's all said and done. And I won't lie, initially I was like, this is not really a pop I want, especially one that I wasn't willing to spend $1,000 on if that's what it was going to go for. However, if it's around the $150 to $200 range, that's much more feasible than what I thought it was going to be before. So maybe I might eventually get it at that price range. I wouldn't be willing to pay much more than that though. But overall, this is not like a must need in the collection for sure. Let me know though how you guys are feeling about this new Gold D. Roger. Do you need it for your collection or are you passing on it? Moving on, I wanted to show you a bunch of the crazy anime prototypes we saw at this event. Like these were literally going for thousands of dollars, as well as a couple different Marvel ones, maybe even some Disney, and a bunch of things mixed in. So let's get started because there's a lot. The first page here is for One Piece fans. So we had Marco the Phoenix. Look how beautiful that looks. We also had Mihawk, Gold D. Roger, Onami, Nothing Happened Zoro, which was personally one of my favorite, and then another Gold Roger. We also had Chopper Amon, Sniper King, the recent Sugar Comic-Con exclusive, which was just ironic, and then we also had Luffy Gear 2nd. Our next page here features a bunch of other random anime ones. So we had Mirai from Boruto, Tenya, I forget his name from JJK, but he looks really cool. We also had Ino, one of the twins from Oran Host Club, Tomura, which somebody listed for like $5,000 on eBay. We also had Yami from Black Clover, one of the coolest looking prototypes. From Hunter x Hunter, we had Bisky. We also had Vash from Trigun. The Asta one was also really cool, Gon Freaks Fishing, and Gluttony. Next up, we had Scar from Full Metal Alchemist, as well as the Mother from Demon Slayer. We had Kuromi, a couple Bleach ones. We had Ukiura and the unreleased Ichigo there, or officially unreleased anyways, the Mugetsu one. Then we had Toph and Iroh, which aren't technically anime, but I put them in there. The next page features a couple Jujutsu Kaisen ones here. So we had Gojo Hollow Purple, as well as we did have Gojo from the Paint series, and Itadori, which is one of the coolest prototypes I've ever seen. Sukuna holding the heart. We also had two Panda ones, which just look cursed. A couple of different Naruto ones included Naruto with Rasen Shuriken, Gaara, Nagato. I can't remember if that's, I think that's Izumo, or it might be the other one. Then we also had Hidan and Ishiki. Next up, we had a couple of My Hero Academia ones, including Burnin. We had All Might, where he's using the Texas Smash, Dabi, Bakugo, another Dabi, and Ochako. Then we also had a couple Yu-Gi-Oh ones, including Yugi, the Flame Wingman from SDCC, as well as the Summon Skull and one of the Harpy Ladies. The next page here features a couple different Dragon Ball ones, which were really cool. We had Baby Vegeta 2, Raccoon from the Ginyu Force, as well as Goldo. We had Captain Ginyu, Goku using Kamehameha, Krillin from the 2-pack. Then we had the GT Vegeta, another Goldo, and Yajirobe. A couple more featured Pokemon here. So we had Pichu, Oshawott, Umbreon, which again is one of the more popular ones that is such a cool proto. We had Apom, Flareon, Bulbasaur, Vaporeon, and Lucario. I really love that Lucario one. Now moving on to a couple other miscellaneous prototypes we did get. We have Ahsoka, Vecna, Hulk Hogan, a couple Godzilla ones on the right there. We also had Shadow the Hedgehog. This next page features a lot of different prototypes here, a bunch of different characters. I see some from Stranger Things, Godzilla, a couple Santas. We also had some Naruto, the Baby Vegeta, Ochako, Zero, and more. Another page here features Joy Koi. We also have Eddie from Stranger Things, which is a really cool one. I don't know which one that Trident Freddy is, so if anybody can let me know in the comments below, let me know. We had a Power Ranger, LeBron James, which is nuts. We also had the Target Dog, Dolores Umbridge, and Moon Knight. And our final page of protos features Deadpool, which was a crazy pool by my friend Captain Pops. We also had the Marvin Martian Freddy from the same night it was given away, another Freddy, as well as a zombie proto, Proto the Pirate Soda. I can't make out that blue head one, unfortunately. We had Loki from the TV series, Lady Thor, Black Panther, and Daredevil. So as you can see, literally hundreds of protos were given away to all kinds of different fans. So funny enough, last year at SDCC, they didn't give away protos, and it was one of their bigger events as well outside. A lot of people were very disappointed that we didn't get protos. I attended last year. The year prior, I did actually get a pretty cool Aquaman Soda proto, but when I attended the next year, they just weren't doing it. Nobody knew exactly why. I don't know if maybe it was just a cheaper event, maybe they couldn't afford to that year, but either way, they definitely went crazy this year. Given it was Mike's last year, I'm assuming that's why they went so crazy, because again, thousands of dollars of protos were given out. Let me know in the comments below, did you guys see any prototypes that you would love to own in your collection? Also, I just realized I probably need to explain what a prototype is. Okay, so I don't know everything about prototypes. I do own a couple of myself, but I'm going to do my best to kind of explain exactly what one is. So, for example, Naruto here in my collection, I don't know why it won't focus. There we go. So, this is the finished product. This is the unfinished product, but it's basically the mold before it's painted. And this is about a $2,000 Proto for those wondering. Now for those wondering, the value does vary on these depending the character, so one can be worth $2,000, another one can be worth like $300. And again, the prototype is just the unfinished version of the final product there before it's painted, just to get an idea of what the product is going to look like. And usually there's anywhere from around, I think it's like maybe 4 to 10 total of them. And as you may have noticed going through those photos, some were all white, some were half colored, some were multicolored. There's all kinds of different kinds of Protos out there. Now there are different groups out there, maybe even some Discords and all that you can join for Protos to learn a little bit more about them. There may even be a couple YouTube videos here on YouTube about them if you want to learn more. But that's just some quick knowledge for you guys if you're wondering what they are and why they're so expensive, because there's only so many of them out there of each character. And if you are interested in purchasing any Protos in the future, please do your research first, because there are a lot of fake prototypes out there. It's one of the most faked Funko products especially. So please do your research so you're not scammed. Now the final thing I want to show off from this event are a majority of the Freddy Funkos that were obtained at the event via different boxes. On this first page, lots of heat already. We have the Crown Krakens, which is the limited version of the at-home box that is glow in the dark. We have Freddy Funko as Cyclops, Freddy Funko as Shredder Blacklight at only 100 pieces, which is just insane. On the bottom there, we had Freddy Funko as Cavity Sand, which was one of the more creative ones. It also glows and has a very vibrant glow. And even another Freddy Funko Shredder, which is a normal one at 500 pieces and does glow. We also had Freddy Funko as Rowdy Roddy Piper for WWE. Moving on, Freddy Funko as Batman Beyond, which is pretty cool. And even a Freddy Martian, which I showed you the prototype earlier at 250 pieces. One of the more popular ones from this event. We had Pirate Freddy at 3,400 pieces. Freddy Funko as Zartan from G.I. Joe, Freddy Funko as a Hogwarts student, which I thought was a very interesting choice, and then Freddy Funko as King Randor. On our next page, we have several other ones. We have Freddy Funko as Captain Hook. This is an all-golden version at 500 pieces. Freddy Funko as Bilbo Baggins. Also a Freddy Funko as Mr. Freeze. Freddy Blue Ranger, which was crazy to see because we already actually had one, and this one's more limited than the last one, and it's metallic. Then we had Freddy Funko as Captain Planet at 500 pieces glow in the dark. Another Freddy Blue Ranger that's even more limited at 250 pieces that's glow. Over on the next collage, we had Freddy Funko as the Reaper, Freddy Funko from Schoolhouse Rock. Another pretty cool one was Freddy as Marty McFly. Then we had Freddy as Chucky from Rugrats holding a purple Reptar, which is actually a variation from the other one. And that one's only 100 pieces, making it one of the more expensive ones from this event. For Transformers fans, we had Freddy Funko as Jazz Blacklight, and then we also had another Freddy variation of the Penguin Blacklight at 250 pieces. And our final little page here features other Freddys. We had Freddy Funko Elvis at 1,000 pieces metallic, and another Pirate Freddy. Now I have seen some mixed reactions on these Freddys this year, and they do this every year where they make Freddy Funko as different characters and give them away at Fundays and even events over at NYCC, for example. Let me know how you guys are feeling about these. This is not all of them, I believe. I might have missed like maybe 5 or 10. I did my best to find as many as I possibly could. But I gotta say, there's definitely some really cool choices for Freddy this year. I'd say the only thing I was personally disappointed in was a lot of the Freddy Funko head sculpts. And what I mean by that is, when Funko makes these collabs between their mascot and other IPs, they basically just head swap the Freddys, or sometimes custom create different heads for these Freddys. And as you can see, some of them, like Mr. Freeze, for example, has a really cool head sculpt. And another good example is like Chucky from Rugrats. Not really sure why they wouldn't put his glasses on the Freddy head. That is a huge detail missed. But other than that, I thought there were some pretty solid choices for these boxes. And something else, if you didn't notice, is that the at-home box that we all purchased online, if you didn't attend the event, only had 2 Freddy variations in it. If you attended the event, they had 3. A lot of people felt that was unfair. Let me know how you guys are feeling about that. Kind of how I'm feeling about it is that usually the at-home boxes are never going to be as good as the ones when you attend the event. They save all the good stuff for the event. I'm pretty used to that by now, so I'm not really going to make much of a fuss about that. Anyways, though, aside from that, I've heard nothing but really great things from Fundays this year. I didn't really hear a lot of complaints. If there were, and you attended the event, if there were any bad things, please let us know down below in the comments. But so far, from what I've seen, I would say this is much better than last year. There were a lot of sticker complications last year. The food situation was terrible last year. And overall, people did not enjoy it as much as previous Fundays. And then this year, Mike Becker puts on one of the best Fundays we've ever seen, which is awesome. So I'm glad it was a great event, especially for anybody who was a first-time goer. Anyways, though, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I kind of wanted to just try to bring Fundays to you guys in a video just so you can see what the event's like, what they give away, as well as, if you ever plan to attend in the future. They haven't said anything about Fundays next year so far. I believe they may have one. They usually have one every year. We will see. I'll update you guys once that information comes out. Nonetheless, though, thank you so much for watching this video. Hit that like button down below if you did enjoy, and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. I do want to say a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And lastly, make sure to follow me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.